Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome to the Full-Time Travel Planning Series. My name is Mac Candy, and I'm a full-time traveler and content creator, and I'm going to be your course instructor for the next 20 episodes where I share with you everything from A to Z on all of the planning tips and tricks, recommendations, strategies, budgeting, everything you could think of prior to traveling and once you're on the road. So I have so much information packed in these next 20 episodes for you guys. And if there is anything that doesn't make it in between that A to Z guide, comment it below, guys, and I will absolutely make sure to incorporate a later video where I cover anything that was missed. But I have spent so much time researching, planning, using my own experiences, talking to peers, friends, and I've also even done a feedback session to figure out what tips, strategies, and recommendations I missed from other travelers' perspectives. So I truly think I have captured all of it for you guys. So in episode 1, we're going to talk a little bit more about what the general course overview is for all 20 episodes. We're going to have a discussion on who the audience is for this type of video series. And then we're going to share with you some other resources that could be very helpful for your full-time travel planning. And then of course, we're going to hop into episode 1, which is really going to break down what are the initial steps, the first baby steps you need to take in order to start your planning for your full-time travel journey. So whether you want to be a fully dedicated traveler where you're just enjoying everything this amazing world has to offer, or you want to be a digital nomad where you're either a work remote employee or you're starting your own business or working on your own business you already have in place, we're going to share with you so many tips and tricks that cover both of those different categories of traveling. And trust me, there is so much content for both groups throughout all of the video series. So I will say I'm from the United States, so there are going to be here and there some recommendations that are US specific, but it's not the whole course. This course is meant for global viewers to watch, and it's really going to help you in every single video. If there are US recommendations, I'll do my best to put some international resources below, but inevitably I won't be able to cover every single country and every single resource. But that being said, I'll at least set you up with what you need to know, what you need to think about to be able to research and find the information you need if I'm not able to cover it in the video series itself. And the last part I want to mention here is this video series is completely free. Obviously, it's on YouTube, 20 videos that I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours working on, investing my own money and time to making a perfect series for you guys. And so with that, I wanted to find a way where I can help you even more. And so for those of you who want the free course, watch it all the way through, take your own notes, I'll have strategies how to do that. For those of you that really want help getting the next step, an actionable plan that shows you exactly what you need to do for every single episode, something that will make your travel planning life so easy, I will tell you that this course resource is guaranteed to help you so much. I'm going to give you the offering of my full-time travel course workbook, where I have spent so much time designing this thing to be fully digestible and understandable from people all around the world that speak English, of course. And you're going to be able to find steps on every single thing you need to do in order to properly plan for full-time travel. And so with that said, I've also added all of my beautiful visuals and photography and my design elements to really make this course workbook so attractive, and it's going to make you want to pull this thing out and show it to yourself and be like, wow, all right, I am ready to get started because this thing looks cool, it's loaded with great content, it's easy to understand, and it's going to connect me from A to B, which is getting my travel resources in order and getting on the road. And I'm even offering a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not satisfied with it. For those of you that are not sure if you want to invest in something like this, I'm actually offering the first episode, which is more of an intro episode, a bit more basic in general what this first episode is, but it's going to give you a good idea of what this course guide can offer. So I'll go ahead and put a link in the description below for those of you who are interested in checking out the first episode 1's course guide workbook snippet, that you'll be able to check out what the general feeling is. And I'm really excited for you guys to check this out. I think you're going to really like it. So let's talk a little bit more about what you're going to find out in all of the videos. There are so many we're covering, so I'm just going to quickly highlight what's in each one. So obviously we're in episode 1, we're going to talk about what are some of the different plans and brainstorming tactics you can start to think about to plan yourself for full-time travel. Episode 2, we're going to take a deep dive into your travel lifestyle and your budgeting habits and how we can set that up now and how we can put together a budget for full-time traveling. Episode 3, we're going to talk about what are the life plans, the big milestones in life that you want to consider and maybe incorporate before or after your travels. Episode 4, we're going to talk about staying informed, how culturally sensitive people make it that much further in building relationships, as well as what programs your government might offer in order to reduce any potential threats you have while traveling. Episode 5, we're going to talk about things you need, whether it's vaccinations or travel insurance. What are those essentials you want to have in place before traveling and while you're traveling? Going into episode 6, we're going to share with you how to create the best itinerary and some tools that I've used to always customize my itineraries in the best possible way. In episode 7, I'm going to share with you guys how I archive my trips and stories. Truly, it is so organized, and I've been doing it since before I even started traveling. It's a great way to keep track of all of the things that happen in your life, from travel stories to archiving your countries, different things that I find really useful for planning and just fun to look back at. In episode 8, we're going to talk about a little bit more of a sensitive subject, which is how to tell your friends, family, and work about traveling full-time. What are some of the tips and tricks I've learned throughout the way for those harder conversations? In episode 9, we're going to talk about traveling versus working remote and how that can differentiate. If you are a work remote employee, you need connectivity, you need a few more things, and we're going to take a deep dive into what that is when you're traveling. In episode 10, we're once again going to take more of a emotional approach on how do you travel with another person, how do you maintain that relationship, and how do you give each other enough space to have the best possible travel relationship. In episode 11, we're going to talk about different apps you need while traveling and what types of things you can download now to have them in case you don't have cell signal. Episode 12, we're going to talk about should you store all your stuff or sell your stuff, and what types of things you should go ahead and finalize once you're moving out of your place. In episode 13, we're going to talk about some strategies on how you can start making extra money now outside of your current 9-to-5 or whatever position you're working on now. How can you make extra money to achieve your goal of full-time travel sooner? Episode 14, we're going to talk about banks, fees, and all those charges you get on the road that can really add up over time and how you can not be robbed by your bank or ATMs around the world. In episode 15, we're going to talk about travel safety tips so you can stay ahead of getting robbed or running into an unfortunate situation you just don't want to have to deal with. In episode 16, we're going to talk about some good travel pitfalls, some ones that I've fallen in the trap to that I'm very excited to share with you because there's some good stories around them that I think are going to be useful and entertaining for you. In episode 17, we're going to talk a little bit more about why I value traveling and making sure that you make the things you value in traveling a priority. Because if you don't, time can pass by very quickly and all you're going to have is those photos, but you're going to be missing the memories. Episode 18, we're going to talk about driving tips and how to mitigate any risks while you're driving in a foreign country where you might not know the rules and regulations. And in episode 19, we're going to talk about everyone's favorite topic, which is how to avoid getting sick on the road. That's everyone's worst favorite, to get sick on the road. So we're going to cover some strategies how you can reduce the chance of you getting sick. In episode 20, these are must-haves you need to have in your suitcase. Some of them might be a review, but there's probably some you're going to want to go ahead and purchase because they are great and I could not travel without these items. The bonus episode, we're going to talk about what are some of the packing learnings that me and my previous girlfriend and travel partner learned about a couple months ago. I posted this video. However, I wanted to bunch it together with this course because I think it'll be very valuable. It'll show that we fell into the trap of overpacking, thinking we needed so much more than we actually did, and what those learnings actually were. And so guys, that's the course overview. If you think there's anything missing, comment below and I will touch on whether we are missing it or if maybe the title is just a bit deceiving and we actually do have it planned in the course series. So let's jump into episode 1 and the content we have in here. We're going to be talking about a few different things about how to get started on traveling the world full-time. What steps do you need to have in place? But first of all, why do people want to travel the world full-time? Well, I will tell you, it's something that's becoming more and more common, especially in my generation, but also in older generations as well. People are realizing that why wait until you're retired, which is not a bad time to travel too, let me just disclaimer that, but why wait when you can do it now? Why not incorporate maybe your work life or take a gap year to travel around the world and really experience some of these things, maybe some of these activities that you will do when you're at a younger age that maybe when you're retired you just simply don't want to do. Whatever your reason is why you want to travel the world, I will tell you that it is a great reason, but you're always going to have reasons to hold you back. But that's why we have this full-time travel planning course to help you figure that out. So the first step I want you guys to go ahead and figure out is, well, whether you're going to use a standard notebook to go ahead and take all your notes on this course, or whether you want to get an e-notepad. I would recommend Evernote. I love it. I'm just kind of biased to it. There's like OneNote and a few other good ones. Whatever one, just find a good e-notepad. The reason why I like those the most is because you can access them on your phone or computer, and you don't have to have a bunch of eraser marks on your traditional notepad. But hey, I use this one as well for some note taking as well, so I respect you old school people who like to use the traditional one. That said though, guys, For those of you that want to get the course guide, I highly recommend getting that because that's going to be your most valuable resource. But you should still go ahead and have some sort of e-notepad because there's going to be reasons why you want to have an e-notepad to archive stuff, which we'll talk about in later episodes. So now that you have your notebook, it's time to start doing a bit of a brainstorming session. Now it's time to start thinking about what are the reasons why you want to travel now? Why is it a good time for you? Starting to do a brainstorm of what those things might be. I can't give you exact examples of your life specifically, only you'll know that. But for examples that I would have in my life or when I was planning to travel the world full time were things like I wanted to leave my job at a certain time. I wanted my lease to end at a certain time. We're going to talk about these topics in detail soon, but just start jotting down what those types of things are in your notepad just so you can start to put a rough itinerary of what are some of those things that are going to hold you back or push you forward in this current state. Time for a little Coca-Cola break. Nope, it's not endorsed by Coca-Cola, but that just seemed refreshing right now. And I want you to start thinking about those things that excite you to travel, those things that are really gonna push you, those days you're not sure if it's the right decision, those things you wanna know that are going to inspire you on why you should travel. Those are gonna be important things you wanna reflect on. And I know this might sound at first like, whoa, what is this exercise, this journaling exercise? I will tell you that this isn't one of those just stupid things. When you write these things down and you have it all in front of you to reflect back on, those days where you're not remembering kind of the euphoric idea of full-time travel, those words you have written down will bring you back to that. Trust me, I know this because on my harder days when I was like, geez, I'm never gonna be able to travel the world full-time, for whatever reason it was, I looked back at that and I was like, all right, you know what, I'm gonna get there. And I did, and that's why I'm giving you this advice. So put down things also like, what are your goals for traveling the world and how many countries do you want to go to? Is there a specific experience you want to explore? Is there a new skill or hobby you want to explore? Start putting all these things down, jotting them down so you have a general idea of what your goals are, because goals are key to have built into your plans because that's also going to push you forward, not just the idea of traveling the world. So now guys, you're going to want to go ahead and write down what are the different obstacles you foresee. Now there's many reasons why you should travel. There's many reasons why you're going to want to travel right away, the goals, whatever it might be that makes you want to do it now. But what are some of those things that are going to get in your way? Is it financials? How much money do you have currently in your bank account? And if it's zero, that's okay. We're going to come up with a plan in episode 2 on how to get there, steps and strategies to get there. Trust me, don't worry about it. Just write it down right now. Get all your ideas, all your feelings, all your thoughts in one spot where you can go ahead and reflect on and use that as your action and to-do list later on. Other obstacles that are holding you back. Is it family? Is it your current work position? Is it some sort of life milestone you want to build in? Put all of that stuff down because we're going to work through all that over the next couple episodes in this course. And so guys, that pretty much wraps up this first episode. Like I said, keep brainstorming every single thing in there, all of your motivations, goals, obstacles, financials, anything you can think of. And over the next couple episodes, we're going to be building on each one of those areas and we're going to make it possible for you guys. I'm so pumped up though to show you guys all of this full-time travel planning. I know the feeling when I was getting ready for travel planning and I was so excited all the time thinking about it. Wow, there really is no feeling like I'm feeling right now. I literally have the chills right now because I've been wanting to travel full-time for so long. And now we're literally 2 weeks out. I am packing my suitcases right now because we're moving out of this apartment and then we're gonna do some domestic travel over the next 2 weeks before we start our full-time travel. And it's like packing up all of our stuff, checking off to make sure we have everything is indescribable. It's amazing. And I want you guys to be excited because it's such an exciting time to be thinking about following your dreams, doing what you want to do, and doing it in the best possible way, which is what we're going to accomplish in this full-time travel planning series. So guys, get ready for episode 2. We're going to be sharing with you so many strategies around budgeting your current lifestyle, budgeting for full-time travel, your quality of how you like to travel, whether you like to travel luxuriously, cheap, how fast you like to travel, do you like to stay in places for long periods of time, everything that you guys need to know in order to start building these financial timelines. And so guys, my last thing I would ask, if you can give it a thumbs up, that's going to help more viewers like you find videos like this to help them travel around the world. And if you have any questions on what the future course episodes are looking like, if something you have in mind is covered because you didn't fully understand in the course overview, drop a comment below. I respond as quickly as possible to any inquiries. And if there is something I am missing, I will do my best to get it in an episode as soon as possible. So guys, if you don't want to miss any of those future episodes that I have coming up, hit that subscribe button. And thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video.